Yeah, good morning, everyone. So, yesterday we discussed about material components. Have you tried the date picker? Is it working? Um, so, have you tried that? Initially, it will get an error. Huh? Were you able to identify how to solve that error? Right? So, because the concept is, as I told you, that a library requires lot of dependencies. If you miss the dependencies, then that library will not work. One problem in this Angular material is actually, so that is material UI library. Yeah. So in this material UI library, you will find the documentation. You will find documentation. Means you will find help about components. For example, you see components. You will find help about the component here. Yesterday, I showed you examples also present. That means this is a component. Suppose I want to use date picker. If I want to use date picker, and for date picker, they will give you some example. What is problem is this document which is designed here, it is also done by some developers like you. That means this is the documentation designed by developers. That means if you know more and better than what they have written, you can submit your data. That means about that component, if you have more examples and you have more information, then you can submit there. What these Angular team will do is they will review what you submitted. If they think what you submitted is good and is reasonable, then they will put that information into this document. That means this is not the document officially designed by Angular team. It is the document contributed by so many developers. In that case, what happens is several concepts are not clear. So even you see the document and read the document, several problems solution you will not find immediately. You have to do a lot of research in this. Why? Because these documentations are not designed by anybody dedicated. That means they have some time and they submitted some information about it. There is no dedicated team for designing help for you. In that case, lot of problems are unsolved. Some problems they are still solving. They are working on them. So some components will not work properly immediately. You need dependencies. For example, see now. Suppose I want to create a simple date picker. To create a simple date picker, we will see what they have designed. You go to the source code. In the source code, you see for that they have used mat date picker toggle. Mat date picker toggle they have used. And that is toggle is nothing but button. And mat date picker is there. Mat date picker toggle. Now see what happens here. I am only this they given in example now. Let's go to the TS file. In TS file, there is nothing special. only selector name they have given and component. That means TS file is plain, nothing is there. And HTML is having only this. Now see what we will do here now. First step. Suppose I want to use date. So let's say here we are defining date. So we'll say uh, date picker. Date picker. I'm adding here a mat form field first. Yesterday we learned that mat form field have an appearance. Appearance you can design as fill or outline. There is an appearance called outline. You can give like that. And mat form field usually have a mat label. Mat label. Mat label I will give as departure date. And here we need a text box. Then we are using input type is equal to text. But this text box must behave like a material text box. Then we have to add what? Mat input. Like this we define. Now let's run the project also. Shopping. Yeah. Now here I want to use one more is date picker. First, I have to import the module for the date picker. I told you that for every component which module is used, you can get that information from its API. Right? That means you go to the official website. Here you have to go into API category. In the API category, date picker I selected. API category, it will show that the module is mat date picker module. So now I am using mat date picker module. So import. So mat date picker module. Module from so at the net Angular material. In that we have a date picker. Date picker we have to import. So here what is the module name? Mat date p lowercase. Yeah, that is the date picker module. Now we need to inject this here. We have to add mat date picker module is added. Okay, now I want to use the date picker module here. Below this input, we are adding mat date picker. So date picker, mat date picker I am adding. Now, when I added this mat date picker, so this date picker is nothing but a calendar will come below text box. According to their example, you see the example. So when you see the example, according to the example, a traditional one overview here. Yeah, you can see the code. There they have only simple option like this. That means same mat date picker is there. A text box is present. And one more important is what? Mat date picker toggle. Actually, mat date picker toggle is nothing but a button icon. Calendar icon will be there. Here you see, is it compiled successfully? It is generating. Now, after adding mat date picker, we will check is it working fine or not first up to this part. So form field and mat label and mat date picker. These are the three basic things. Okay, so it is compiled successfully. Let's run this now. So localhost, and in this you can see error is there. Output is not coming. That means let's inspect. In the inspect, you can go to console, and in the console, you can find here there is an error. Observe carefully. The error says null injector, and it is saying that no provider. Now, what is the meaning of this? You will understand more detailedly in next concept. We will learn services, then I will tell you. Actually, wherever null injector error came means some dependency is missing. Injectors and provider. 2 points are there. Provider is responsible for locating what are the dependencies required for this component. Provider is responsible for locating dependencies, and injector is responsible for injecting those dependencies. If a provider error, injector error came, means some dependency is missing. Dependency means what? A module needs one more module support. That module support is missing. That means you are using date module and it is showing immediately injector error. That means that date module needs one more support of module. That module is missing. Which module? Which module it needs and which module it is missing. So it is saying that date adapter is missing. Date adapter is missing. Actually, it is saying date adapter have a problem, but it is not mentioning module name. Anywhere module, which module is required, it is not mentioning. So remember, actually adapter is responsible for plugin. It adds a plugin. Adapter adds a plugin. Now here, let's go to their official document. In this official document, have they anywhere mentioned about it? No. Exactly how they given, I written. One more is they are using a mat date picker toggle. That is another control only. That means I am using here, I am adding mat date picker toggle. Date picker toggle. So date picker, mat date picker toggle. Okay. Mat date picker toggle is there. It is used here. Now I am using that, but still here you can see the error here is same. Now let's go to their documentation. In the documentation, let's read here. Here they are giving date implementation module. Let's go to date implementation module. So you can see they give here information. The date picker implementation requires a mat native date module. It is saying that ensure this is to import one of the provided date. That means actually they say that this will not directly work. There is a dependency. You have to check the dependency. What is the dependency name? Mat native date module. Okay. I got a clarity that I have to import mat native date module. From where to import? We have to import from which location? Angular material core. So this is the dependency, it is missing. So now what we have to do, actually, we go bottom. At the bottom, you can see here, errors tracking will be there. In the documentation, if you go to troubleshooting, there they will show you what is the problem. If a problem came as no provider found, then what to do? You have to import what? NAT dative date module. This they have given where they have given in troubleshooting error. That means they are saying that if you get an error related to provider, please import this module. Why to tell that? Before error itself, they should tell. That means they are saying that you will get an error and you solve that error. Why you are telling me about error? Before the error, tell me the solution. Why I should get an error and solve it? That means you mention in the document itself clearly that this module requires another module. You have to import that module. Anywhere that is not clearly mentioned. And why they given in troubleshooting? Because this problem several developers found while using date picker. They reported to this Angular team. Then Angular team have found a solution for that. And they put that solution there. Where they put the solution? Somewhere in error handling. That means why you are saying error will come and solve the error. Tell them clearly how to write without error. Right? Instead of telling error will come, you solve this. Tell them the correct way how to write without error. That will be more better. But that means once you know this point, now next time what you will do? You will directly import the module which is dependent. So you will never get an error. So these kind of issues will come. Even you are very good in Angular, several components you will have to do. Sometimes in real-time projects, we have to spend 5-10 days of time to understand complete component related dependencies. Too much complications will come. Sometimes problems cannot be solved immediately. We have to sit day and night for 3-4 days, then we will find a solution. And that solution we will post into any Stack Overflows. That means we will put in any forum. That means in the forums, we will tell that Angular forums will be there. So we will tell that if anybody comes with this error, please do this. That is why if any error comes, you go to some Google and search for the error. Some websites, you will see a solution is posted there. Right? That is because they already faced that. They have done a lot of research on that. They found a solution and they keep that solution for you. So the point here is, don't expect that you will get a clean information about what you have to practice. So you have to do a lot of research sometimes. Even the document is provided, examples are provided, they are not clean. Immediately they may not work. So that is one problem you will face. So how to solve this problem now? To solve this problem, you saw that in app module, we need to import one more row. What is that we have to import? Import from which location we have to import? Angular what? In material what? Core. In Angular material core, what we have to use? Mat native date module. This is what you have to do. And we need to import that module here. This is what mat native date module you have to define. Now you can see, so this is working fine. So dependency was missing and it is working fine. But you see here now, this is actually the date. Now, what we will do here, let's go to the design here. Yeah. Now, in this, it is having this date picker toggle. Toggle is nothing but this calendar. This icon, I want I want right side. I want right side. That means I want this above text box. I will put above the text box. And here I am defining it's like this. I want right side. Then we have to use mat suffix. Mat suffix will keep right side. It will keep right side. Mat prefix will keep left side. That is actually a member of form field only. In form field, you have an option called mat suffix. Now, still it is not functioning. It's not working. You see now when I click on this toggle, you click on the toggle, that calendar should open. That means a toggle is created and a picker is there, but there is no link between them. When to load this picker and this toggle should work for which one? You have to mention that. You see, for that, they have given a logic. The logic is nothing but, here you can observe here. The logic is nothing but, so when user clicks this toggle, it should work for picker. Picker is reference of which one? Date picker. That means you have to just add the option. This have an ID. ID, I will give some departure. And this must be used by toggle. That means this toggle should work for what? It should work for what? Departure. That's how we need to define. Now remember, this is a custom property. We learned properties na? That means it is a component. It have a property called for. Into that for property, we are using departure. Okay, still it is not done. Now you see here, I click on this, a calendar should open. Right? So still it is not done. Because this should work with regard to text box. That means in the design you see, it is working for picker. So picker is this departure na? And see the text box it is having. This text box is using which one? Mat date picker. Mat date picker. That means whatever you date selected here, it should be applied here. That means we need to do one more work here. What is the work here? This input is using another one. In the property, what is it? Mat date picker is equal to what? Picker. Wait, what is it? Departure. Departure. This is what we need to define. That means now what happens here? When I click on that, it should open the calendar. And I select here, it should display the value in that location. This is a calendar that we designed by using Material UI. That is Material UI. So Angular Material User Interface. So lot of work will be there. This is not something somebody teach you, you learn. Because after few days, it will change. Some new features will come, new attributes will come. Nowhere in the world you will find a complete tutorial on YouTube or anywhere about these materials. There is nothing. Nobody wastes his time in explaining this. He will just tell you same 2 points, 3 points. He will say that open this website, go and explore by yourself here and add these facilities. If you get a problem, go to troubleshooting, check the modules required and import them. This is what everybody explains you. Because that is what anybody can do to you. Why? Because this is not a stable function. Right? These components are regularly changing. You must learn and implement them by yourself. Right? This is one simple example to understand how to create various kind of elements. Now you try other components here. There are so many other components. You try those components, right? In various situations, I will explain some more components, different points. We will see that. But there are so many components with hundreds of features. You go through them and you try them. These are all components, right? Now you can try these components. Actually, these are same like bootstrap components. So bootstrap also have similar components. But what is difference between bootstrap and Angular material? If anybody asks, the difference is nothing but Angular material is designed for Angular. So it will natively work for Angular in a better way when compared to bootstrap. But in real time project, we need both. Why? Because material is not having everything you need. So then you have to use combination of material, bootstrap, and some more third parties. For example, you see here, suppose I want a website. Suppose I want a sliding banner like Amazon. That means you see Amazon have a sliding banner. Na? I want like this. I hope you people know the name of this component. This component is called carousel. It is a carousel component. This is a carousel component. I want like this. Is it present in this material? In this material, there is no carousel. Then how? We have to go with alternative. That means you will say that in Angular, there is no carousel. I will not design a carousel for you. That's nonsense, right? That means you need to depend on a lot of third parties. That means here they provided some options. We can use those options. And if you want more, then what you have to do? You have to go with combination of, yesterday I told you, Telerik, right? Companies purchase several third parties. You have to implement and use them. So this is one concept about how to work with a built-in component library, right? So here I showed you one concept, how to implement the components. Let me give you this example also. This is example of date picker. So I hope many of you people already tried it. Huh? If you tried with same concept, that's very good, right? You can try others now. I will copy this. For these all are required for the example. What you have to do, app.module.ts, you have to import all this. And you have to configure all these in imports. Just I will copy this. And one more concept is we have material demo dot component dot html. There is nothing to do in the TS. Just everything we need to configure here. This is material date picker. I already showed you we used a card style na, for presenting products. I used a bootstrap card. You see here they also have a card. Their card examples, see, their card examples look like this. That means their cards looks like this. These are different styles of cards. We used bootstrap cards. They have Angular cards like this. Different types of cards. You can try them, right? You can check what is the sections they given. The same will be like card header, body, footer, image. You need to implement them like that. That is how we need to configure here. Try them, right? How to use and work with them, you try. Okay, next important, after understanding and working with the material component, Now, one more example I will show you, CDK. This is also, I will give one example, you need to try others. Hundreds will be there of these options, you need to try them. Material CDK is nothing but, so CDK is component development kit. What it will do, it provides performance and behavior for components. Performance and behavior for components. Now, one example I will show you how to give a performance and behavior for components. We will see one example of lazy loading. One simple example of lazy loading, how we can handle here in Angular. So the concept of lazy loading is nothing but what we need to do here is we need to implement a technique here like this. Suppose we are having some data. Already we have some API data. Suppose example is nothing but 1 million records are present. Suppose some 1 lakh records are present. Means 1 lakh documents are there in a 1 lakh records, information is present in a table, database table. We need to fetch all these and we need to display on the screen. Now, this is a regular question asked in interviews. Majority of interviews you will face this question as a even Java.NET developer also. For Java.NET developers also, this question is regularly asked. They will say that if there are 1 million records and I need to present all the records and you are fetching all the records from database and displaying, 1 million records fetching and displaying is a very lengthy process. It will take more time. Tell me shortcut. Tell me the solution, how we can make it better. That means accessing 1 million records and fetching and displaying them, impossible. Right? But there are 1 million records I need to show. Then they will ask us, tell me the solution for this. So solution is that heading I kept. What is the solution for that? Lazy loading. Lazy loading means load only what is necessary for that screen. Rest of them don't load. For example, it will load the content only when they are required. For example, see here. Let's go to here Google Images. In Google Images, I am searching for Angular. I am searching for Angular. Angular related some images came. So how many images? Millions of images are there. Are all images loaded now? All images are not loaded. But 1 million of images are there. But all are not loaded. Currently, what is the screen capacity? Only those are loaded. Then what happens is when I scroll down, then the next set of images will load. I am scrolling down, then the next set images will load. That means it is not loading all the records. It is loading them only when I scroll down. That means millions of records may be there, but don't load all of them. Load only the content which is enough for their screen. And once he started scrolling his screen up and down, navigating from one page another, then load the next set. That is good. This is called lazy loading. Java will teach you, .NET will teach you, PHP will teach you, Python will teach you. Every technology in the world will teach you lazy loading. Right? Without that, there cannot be real world development at all. So remember, in real time development, project development, without lazy loading implementation, there will be no project at all. Compulsory, that is mandatory. Your Java, your .NET, those technologies have to teach you how to implement lazy loading. Lazy loading, connection pooling, all these are very common concepts. You learned about any database connections, how to connect with database. Do you know connection pooling? If you don't know, you are not fit for real time. If you don't know connection pooling, you are not fit for real time. Because without connection pooling, so you cannot write connections at all in real time projects. So connection pooling is nothing but if a connection is required regularly, we pull the connection and keep in the memory. So that next time whenever client wants, we will give from the memory. It will save the round trips. And there will be no connection in the world written in real time without pooling. If you don't know connection pooling, that means you are poor in your database connections. And you will not fit for real time database designing. Right? So every technology will teach connection pooling, how to pool the connections. That's because in real time development process, all your basic learning concepts are not enough. You need more techniques to understand. And if you learn them, then only you will fit directly. Generally, companies knows that you will not come with this all knowledge. Then what they do, they will give additional training to you for 1-2 months to make you fit for project environment. Because whatever you learned may not be enough. Because you have to learn a lot of techniques. I hope you know, generally to access data from database, all records. Suppose you see, we write a query, select star from table. Am I right? We use SQL queries. You know, in real time projects, we should never use star in query. We should never use stars in query. That is the basic rule first. But you will learn only this here. Right? You will learn only select star from table only here. But in real world project, we don't recommend this. Why? Because what is the meaning of star? It is not all. It is searching for all. It is a regular expression pattern. That means it is searching for all. The question here, why you are searching? Why you are searching? That means you are giving some extra work. Now, if I write like this, like name, ID, price from table, this is perfect. That means you may ask, like, if there are 100 fields, what to do? Write 100 fields. If there are 200 fields, write 200 fields. For that only you are given salary. Understood? Huh? Because they use you like anything. For that only they give you salary. You cannot say 100 fields are there, 200 fields are there, write 200 fields. But never use stars. Some people ask, how do you know how many fields are there? If you ask that question, you are not a developer. What nonsense you are talking. That means you don't know how many fields are there in your database. Huh? Some people ask such question. How do I know how many fields are there? Without knowing what data you are working in a project. Huh? That completely nonsense. That means a developer knows exactly what he is dealing with. There is nothing like how do I know, where do it will be. These are all nonsense questions. There will not be no question related to this. A developer will not talk like how do I know, how many are there, I don't know. These are all silly things. Because a project means exactly we know what we are dealing with. We exactly know what are the fields. We exactly know how many fields are there. So these all manually writing logic and implementing is difficult. That's the reason Angular already done for you. Angular already done for you. They developed a kit for you and given to you. Now you use that kit and make the performance better. Without this kit, you have to manually write. But with this kit, you can easily implement. It is now easy and fast. That means what is the purpose of this CDK? The purpose of CDK is Angular people have developed a kit for you. This kit will manage all the performance related concepts. That means it have lazy loading, it have dependency injection, everything for you. Ready. You just implement that, it will work. Earlier, we have to write everything for that. Now we don't need to write. There is a development kit we can use. Let's see how. For example, let's implement the same image search like concept. That means you have seen Google images are loading only what screen is supporting. Let's do that. Let's create one example to understand that. Actually, so we will fetch data here. I will show you two examples now. So without lazy loading and with lazy loading. With lazy loading, how the performance happens. We will see one simple example here. Now first I will go to the TS file here. Material demo TS file. Yeah. Let's fetch the data. I will create, so public, we will create products. Products is of what? Fake store contract type array. Okay. We'll keep an empty array. Already we know this contract. Now it have implements ng on init. On init. Yeah. We have to implement on init. Yeah. Now here ng on init. Right. So now what we need to do here is we need to fetch from http fake store api.com/products. All the data will come. Then so response.json. Okay, then and we will collect the data and we will apply to this dot products. Whatever data is there. So data is ready. Now we need to present this data. Now let's see here how we are presenting the data. Let's design a container here. This container will have a style height. So as suppose 200, 300 pixel. And it is having border 1 pixel solid. Like this, we added some style. So black. Okay. And we say padding as some 5 pixel. Okay. Here we are having width as 250 pixel. Okay. All these are defined here. There is a div here to display like this. Now in this, I want to display all the pictures of products that we are fetching from API. So what we will do here, we will add an div again inside this. In the div, we will use traditionally what we were using ng for now. We are using ng for, right? Yeah. Now lazy loading will not use ng for. For lazy loading, they developed a CDK ng for. That means they developed a CDK for. That CDK ng for is responsible for lazy loading. We'll see that. What ng for will do is let item of what is the collection products. What ng4 is going to do is, it is going to read all items from here. But what lazy loading will do is, it will read only the items which are suitable for this height. And to write like this by yourself is very difficult. It takes lot of time, lot of techniques. But here, see, now I am reading and I will put an image. Image source src is equal to item dot image. So width I will give as 100% and height I will give as some 150, or say let's keep the size width height to width is some 50 pixel and height also 50. I will keep it small. And because the div is having, so I will put a class as overflow auto. Okay, now you can see here, this is the content. I will add the items here. So width and height 150, height and width of these images will change. Now at the bottom, lot of images are there. Now the question is, are all images loaded? Yes, loaded. Now the question, why you are loading? If you are not sure user will scroll down or not, then why you are loading unnecessarily? 20 images, okay. If there are millions, it's not okay. You see, now I will inspect here. Let's go to inspect. In the inspect now, let's check here. In that area, you can see, I will open this div. So this div which is controlling, you see all 20 products loaded. Am I right? All the 20 products loaded. 20 products related divs are generated here. All 20 loaded. They are having the images. Huh? They are having images. All 20 products loaded. That means all the 20 are loaded here. That is not good idea. Let's implement lazy loading and see. Let's implement lazy loading. Actually, for that, they developed some new tools. You have to learn about them. You need to know what are those tools, what is the syntax for them, how to use them. That information you will get in CDK. Actually, for that, so here we have to use, let's go to app module. So here we need to import. So we have to import from, @material Angular/material/ we have CDK. Actually, it is actually Angular CDK direct. In this Angular CDK, you can see they have given lot of options. You have an option like scrolling. CDK scrolling. In that CDK scrolling, we have to import CDK scroll module. So virtual scroll module. CDK virtual scroll module. Where is it? CDK virtual scroll. Yeah, this is the virtual scroll viewport. This is what we need. What is meant by viewport? I hope you know, you learned in CSS and Bootstrap. Viewport means the device screen size. That means the device screen size, how much screen size the device is. If you are watching on mobile screen size. If you are watching on tabs or large screens, that screen size you can get by using virtual viewport. So here, so we have to actually, we have to check what module they are having. Let's go to CDK. In CDK, you will find here, where is the scrolling? This is the scrolling. And in the scrolling, you can see they have given, so an example. Yeah, in this example, you can see this is API. Yeah. You can see they have a scrolling module. There is a scrolling module, and see the scrolling module have lot of options. That means the complete scrolling module have all these directives. That means now in this what happens is lot of options are available here. So I am using here that scrolling module. So which one? Here we will use a scrolling module. Okay. In that scrolling module already all the CDK is kept. So we will import that module. What is the module? Scrolling module. Okay. Now let's go to material here. Here we will create a CDK virtual scroll viewport. CDK virtual scroll viewport. We are using this. And here now what we are doing is same height we will keep. That means the height and width for that will be similar. Okay, copy. CDK virtual scroll viewport is also having same height and width. Okay. Same class and same features I am applying. And here for this CDK virtual scroll viewport, here I will keep item size. Item size I will give 100. 100 indicates fit to its size. 100 means 100% actually. Item size fit to its size. Okay. Now next here we will use a div. This div have to iterate. For that previously what we were using? ng for. Here we have CDK. So virtual for. CDK virtual for. So let item of what is that? Collection products. Now for every item, same I am creating an image. So width is equal to 100, height also 100. I given 150. So width and height same 150, 150. And SRC source is how much? Item dot what? Image. This is lazy loading related. Another screen is designed here. This is the lazy loading related. Another screen is configured here. Some errors are there. Let's check. It is having problem. Course origin issues are there. Course issues means they are related to API. Once more, you have to refresh. Because if API face any problem, server disconnected, it's not accessing, then course issue will come. Okay. Now you see here, these are the options loaded. Let's go to the second one. This is implemented with lazy loading. This is the second scroller we are having. Now with lazy loading, let's go to elements. In the elements, you see the first one is loading all 20. Na? Let's go to the second one. This is virtual scroll viewport. In the virtual scroll viewport, you can see in the div, it is loading only 5. Understood? It is loading only 5 divs are loaded. Observe very carefully. Now, the second one, I am scrolling down. So keep an eye on this part. Understood? So I am scrolling down now. Now you can see the new item added. Observed? That means there are no items already added ready-made. I am scrolling down depending on how fast you scroll. Suppose I am scrolling fast, so more items will be added. And see, interesting part, previous items are being removed. That means they are removed. Only these set of items are there on the screen. This is a lazy loading concept. This is the lazy loading concept. To design like this, to implement like this, it will take lot of time, lot of logic and coding required. And remember, every technology have this concept. This is not a concept you learn in Angular. Right? In Angular, I showed you through a CDK development kit. But in Java, .NET, people write logic for that. Through that logic implementation only, this will happen. Right? Anywhere you are working with large amount of data to display. So almost in every project you have to work. There, this kind of concept you need to implement. This just I showed you one concept, scrolling. Similar to that, lot of things are there, dragging and dropping. So for handling, you see, for CDK, they have given so many things. Accessibility, accordions, bidirectional. Accordion already there in Bootstrap also. Accordion is nothing but, if you have seen Netflix, you see in Netflix, this is actually accordion. This is actually accordion. In Bootstrap also, this is there. What is this accordion? Accordion is nothing but several questions and answers are there. Now, all the answers of these questions are actually not displayed. That means they are not hidden, they are removed actually. When you click on this, what happens? It will add the answer and show. And very important, when you click the second one, it will remove the first one and add the second one and display. This mechanism is accordion. That means when one you are watching, others are removed. Right? So only what you are watching is added, others are removed. The same thing you have done manually. How? We done already. Manually we done that by using ng switch. We have to write lot of ng switch content projection techniques. By using content projection, lot of ng switch bindings, we have to write this. Then for this, they have a solution. They have a accordion which have ready-made such features. You see, you click, it will open. You click, that will hide and second one will open. This is already designed. Means already they designed, just implement. For that, whatever performance related logic is required, everything they written, just they give you some syntax. You need to follow and implement that. So these are all related to performance, right? These things you need to explore. These things you need to learn. So these you have to do research by yourself, because these are not stable. They will be keep on changing. Every few days, actually, I showed you date picker. The date picker changed very recently. Earlier, it was different. Earlier, it was date picker can select only one date. From Angular 14 and 15 version, they made it to select multiple dates also. You can select a range of dates by using date picker. Earlier, we don't have that. So for that, we need to use two date pickers. But now one date picker can select a range of dates. That's very recently they added. Such new concepts will be regularly added into that. You need to keep in touch whenever you are working with Angular. So this is another example of lazy loading. So here what we have to do. So we have to go to app.module.ts. In this, we need to import a module. And that module is a scrolling module. You have to import the scrolling module. And you know, imports the scrolling module, you have to keep that. After this, imports, yeah. Next option is this one, right? I need a material component TS file. Just we are fetching the data. Material demo.component.ts and material demo.component.html. HTML is this one. We will add this HTML. So this is the concept of components and CDK. Right now, by using this, you try others. So the same thing you need to understand with others also. Okay. Now this is all about the components in Angular. That means all these days in Angular, you learnt about components, which are the major primary concepts in Angular. Designing components, designing application using components, handling data transferring between components, event binding, style binding, class binding, everything. Now Angular have some more important topics. Component is the major one. And other important is in Angular, you have Angular pipes. Angular provides a concept called pipes, and it's very, very simple point actually. Pipe is nothing but actually pipe is used to transform data. A pipe is used to transform data. That is the concept of a pipe. Why we need to transform data? That means pipe purpose is to transform the data. Why we need to transform the data? Because when data is coming from different sources, the presentation of data becomes a difficult thing. That means data cannot be presented exactly how you are expecting. For example, you are working on a Java project. In a Java project, the database is in Oracle. And in the front end, you need to display in TypeScript with Angular. TypeScript data types are different. Oracle data types are different. Right? In Oracle, you have varchar. So here there is no varchar. Here you have to match it with string. Am I right? That means you are using MySQL, MongoDB, SQL Server, different data types. Then presenting the data will become a big headache because you are unable to present exactly how you are looking for. Several issues will come. I will show you them. Suppose, see. For example, suppose let's add a component here. So ng generate component pipe demo. Skip this. Yeah. We are adding a component pipe demo. Okay, let's keep this in the startup. So we have pipe demo component. Okay. And app module will use this in the bootstrap. Okay. Now let's go to the pipe demo component here. And in the TS file, we are adding some data. I'm adding some data here, public. So this is product. Product is an object. It is having name, which is string type, and price, which is number type. And we have manufactured, which is date type. That's how we configured the data. And we are adding the data here, name, and name contains some name. And we have like price. It is having some price. So, and we have like manufactured. It is having a new date. And here 2023, it is in year, month, day. So 22, like this I defined. Now I need to present this data in the UI. Let's present name, price, and manufactured. Here I am giving a container. So we have a container fluid. Yep. And here we defined product details. And we need to fetch the details. Data list and data term. Here we have name, data definition. This is a product dot name. Another data term is price. We need to display the product dot price. Product dot price. Okay. That is the product. Okay. We have another manufactured, and we are adding a data definition product dot manufacture. Okay. Now you can see in the output, the data is not exactly how we are expecting. Now, what is the price? 34,040. Zero is missing. In my data, it is not 4. In my data, it is 40. But it is showing 4. Here, I am adding that date here like this. I don't want all this time and all. That means the problem is the data will not be presented exactly how you are expecting, because your data source is different, your data language is different. That means data is coming from some Oracle and your language is TypeScript. Their data types are different. Then it is not presenting the data in the same way. Then we have to transform the data. We need to change the data and present in a user-friendly format. That means, what is the purpose of pipe? It is used to transform the data. Transform the data. That means it allows to change the format of data and present. It allows to change the format of data and present. That is what actually pipe can do. Technically, pipe is a method. Technically, pipe is a class. Technically, pipe is a class. Pipe is a class, so that implements pipe transform base. Pipe is a class that implements pipe transform base. Base is base class. And very important is pipe class contains a transform method. Transform method that can transform and return your data. That can transform and return your data. How it internally works, we will see later. Internal architecture of that. Actually, pipe is a class. This pipe class contains a method called transform. What that method will do, it will take your data, change the data, and returns your data. Why you need changes in the data? So that you can present in a user-friendly format. So transformation is required. So pipe transforms data in a user-friendly format. User-friendly format. That is the main concept of pipes. Actually, Angular provides several built-in pipes. Provides several built-in pipes. Ready-made, so many pipes are present. And also allows to create custom pipes. That means you can create your own pipes also. That means Angular provides ready-made several pipes to you. You can use them. But any certain requirement you need for a project and they don't have, then what you can do, you can create your own pipe. You can create your own pipe and you can use it across project anywhere. So there are predefined pipes and they are custom. We can create our own also. Just like you saw, components are predefined and components are custom. That means we created our own login component, register component. Similarly, they already have date picker component, accordion component like that. So Angular pipes, so many questions are there. FAQs I will give at the end. What are different types of pipe categories? We will discuss about them. Pure, impure pipes, so many are there. Questions related to interviews at the end of this concept we will discuss related to pipes, what they ask. Now see, what are the built-in pipes? So many built-in pipes are there. Angular built-in pipes are, we have pipes like uppercase, we have lowercase. So we have title case, uppercase, lowercase, title case. We have like number, we have like currency, we have like date, we have JSON. These are all different types of pipes available. So we have the pipe like slice, we have I18 and select pipe. So we have like I18 and plural pipe. We have async pipe. All these are different types of built-in pipes available. We have a percent pipe. All these are built-in pipes. So these are the ready-made pipes available with the Angular. So these pipes are already designed and they have some requirement. That means functionality. You can use them. So if you are not satisfied with what they have, you can create your own. You can create your own pipe. That we will see how to create our own pipes. But actually, uppercase, lowercase, title case, these are all the predefined pipes we are having. Let's see, they are very simple to understand. These three, no need to explain to anybody. So how the pipes are defined? So pipe is attached to your data by using pipe symbol. Pipe is attached to your data by using pipe symbol. That is the pipe. And very important, pipe can have parameters. So which are defined using colon. Parameters are defined by using colon. That means syntactically you have data pipe and we have a pipe name and colon parameters. If there are more parameters, colon parameters. You can add multiple parameters, param1, param2, like this. So this is how you configure the pipes. Let's see one simple example here, how we can define, how we can use them. So now I will open here the data presentation that which is happening here. Let's see here. You can see I want this name in capital letters. Then it's very simple. I hope in one example already I showed you. Just what you have to do in the presentation for the name, apply the pipe. What is it? Uppercase. That means it will present that name in capital letters. That's it. You have another pipe. We can use lowercase. Then it will display all in small letters. We have pipe called title case. It will present every word first letter capital, S capital, T capital. So we can use different capitalizations. But you have only these three. You have an uppercase, you have lowercase, we have a title. I want a sentence case. Sentence case means in the sentence first letter must be caps. But we don't have. But I need for every paragraph sentence case. But we don't have. Then you create yourself. That means you can create the pipe by yourself and you can add, which we will see after learning built-in pipes. How to create our own pipes, because for every facility they don't have. We need to manually design the pipes. That's the reason in software companies, when you are working on project, you will see there they are using a pipe and you will be confused because you never heard about that pipe. And you go Google and search for that pipe, you will not get any answer about that pipe, because that is a custom pipe built by those developers for their project. And nobody else in the world knows about that to give you help on that. That is a custom pipe. How anybody knows what they are internally using in the project? So like that, you will see so many new pipes which are actually built by those people, right? So here, so these three are very simple. No need to explain much. What are the pipes we are having? Number one, uppercase. Uppercase. So what it changes all to caps, right? Another one is lowercase, sets all characters to lowercase. And we have another one, title case, sets every first character in word to caps. That's what it will do, right? These are all simple things. So that means, for example, we have public, some name, string, and is some welcome, and we want to apply the capitalization, name, pipe, what is it? Upper case. Like this we can add uppercase, lowercase, title case. You can apply those options. There are no parameters for that. They are just simple parameterless pipes, right? Next important, we have a pipe called number. Actually, we have a number pipe. Actually, it is used to display, numbers, numeric values with decimal places, decimal places. So for displaying numeric values with decimal places, we can use this number. Actually, its class is decimal. That is the reason in some websites you may see people saying decimal pipe, but actually its class name is different, its name is different. Its class name is different, its name is different actually. So for example, see now, suppose I want to display this number. I want to display that number properly because it is missing with 0. Then what we will do here, we will just add for this price a number pipe. But observe carefully, I will right click and go to definition. This number is actually a decimal pipe. Its class name is decimal pipe, but it is used as number. That's the reason sometimes some people will call decimal pipe. Don't get confused. Decimal pipe is number pipe, right? So that means the class name is different and its usage name is different. Majority of pipes, same usage name will be there. Only these have different. So this is number pipe. And you see, when I apply this pipe, automatically 1,000 separator came here. And but still decimal places are not there. Decimal places, how you can define? Simply colon. How many fractions you want? 2. 2 fractions you want. Now here we have to mention how many integer, how many fractions. That means how many, suppose I say 2 fractions. Remember, every parameter is defined in string type 2. Then means you can see here it is not displaying. Why? Because parameters order is also important. First parameter is how many integers. Second parameter is how many fractions. We need to mention that. That means here we defined. So 4 I defined, or 5 and hyphen. And you can see here it is going to display here. Yeah. What are the fractions to display? Yeah. This is 4.2 like this. How many fractions are there in that? 5 are there. You see the definition here. How many digits are there? Digits information is there. Right. Yeah. How many digits are there here? 5. Here we need to just define. That means how many fractions are there? That means we have to define the fractions. So minimum, how many? 5. 5. And maximum, how many? That means that depends on how much value you are expecting. We are expecting. That means here, one option is, suppose I defined, so this is 5 and I defined fractions. How many you want? 2 fractions you want. Actually, this fractions options, it will display like this. But remember, this is not going to affect the value. Pipes are not changing the data. They are just transforming. That means if I give 4, that means one digit will be removed. No, it will not remove. That means it is just only affecting the appearance, not affecting the values. Value will be same. Even you give 4, then it will not be removing that. Then actually what we do here, if you are not sure, then you put a 0. That means here it will put 0. That means this indicates integer. Any number of integer can be there. We don't know the integer. But how many fractions? You can keep 3 fractions. It will get you the third fraction. We can keep 4 fractions. Then it will give the 4 fractions. Because sometimes decimal fraction values will be lengthy. If you put only 2, then other values, they will cut. You saw EMI calculator, na? Right? That means we used math.round. Am I right? In EMI calculator. No need of that. Just put a number. It will display properly. And you tell how many fractions it should display. It will display. You don't need to use that round option there. Right? We can just display how many fractions. How many? 2. Now, same concept. That means number is going to display here like this. That means it is going to add public. What is it? Suppose price. Price is what type? Number. 3400.40 like this. Then how do we apply? We have price. We have a number in that. What is that? So 0. How many? 2. Like this we can configure. That means first one is related to integers. How many? Second one is related to decimals. So remember, we cannot control that value changes. We can control only the formats. Means how they display, we can change. Values will never change. So transforming is not changing the value. Transforming is changing the format of value. How to display that? That's only the changes. So we have number type. Instead of number, you can use currency. You can use currency. Currency, it is similar to number. It is similar to number, but can have currency symbol. Currency symbol. It can have currency symbol. You can put a currency symbol. Actually, in latest version, they given ready-made symbols. Earlier, we have to write our own symbol, right? Actually, in the latest version, they given ready-made symbols. That means, like you see, instead of number, you put a currency here. You put a currency, then it will display in a currency form. It will display in a currency form. But they given a dollar. Decimals also automatically defined. Now what you do here, you put colon. Actually, you can write INR. So Indian rupee symbol will come. This is recent. But earlier people have to write here. Suppose I write RS. You can see your own symbol text will come. You can put a symbol also by yourself. Actually, earlier we used to write like this: ampersand hash 8377 semicolon. This is Indian currency symbol in HTML. It will get a currency symbol there. Now we don't need to do that. We can simply put as so INR. That's enough. That will keep that symbol there. Right. So currency is same. So just you need to define in this way. I will copy that. This is another example for that. So you can put a currency format. Next, important date also very simple. Nothing but date is used to, it can display date in various formats. It can display date in various formats. Actually, now latest version have ready-made formats. Earlier, we need to build a format. Now you have ready-made format. Ready-made format means you can write like this. You can write short date. You can say short. So you can say long like this. You can say like so full date. These are ready-made options we are having. So that means we can use these predefined format words now. For example, suppose this is the date which is lengthy. Then what we are doing here, we are applying a what date. And you can see date have this one. And here we are displaying here long date. I am writing long date. The format is long date. That means you can see it is showing 2 AM and all. Actually, this is what that is long date. That means capitalization and all matters actually. D is uppercase. Right now we have like long date. We have like short date. We can use like short date. Short date. Then it will display in a short date. We can have like full date, and it will display full date. Right? So you can use the options in this way. Short, long, full. We can write like short date. We can write like long date. You can write like full date, all these things. Or you can build an expression by yourself also. How to build an expression? You have to use DD. This is for day. So, and we can give MM. This is for month. You can give YY, that is for year. And here, this is 2 digits. You can give single digit. And actually, MM is for month. Here, one more option is, you can give like this. MMM. You can give MMM. This is nothing but it will give short month. And if you give MMMM, this will give long month like this. You can give like YY, this is short year, YYYY, this is long year. These are all our own formats. You can build in your own way. Capitalization matters. Day and year are small letters. Month only in uppercase. That means you can build your own format. Suppose you, instead of writing this, DD hyphen MMM hyphen YY, YYYY4. Then you can see it will display in this way. Suppose I want here MMM4. Then it will display complete month name, full month. Right? I given only 2 digits. Then it will give a number there. It will give a number that you can define according to your requirement. You can add the form. This is actually configuring the date. That means if a date is defined like this, you have to add the formats in this way, syntactically like this. So public, we have MFD, it is a date type is equal to what? New date, some date you have entered 2023 and some 01, some 22 like this. And this is how we display the date. In different formats we can use. These are all built in. You can just apply them and they will work. And some more are there that we will see in tomorrow's session. Right? Some more pipes are there that we will see in tomorrow's session. So tomorrow we will finish with pipes because only few more are there and we can create our own pipes. Then we will go into services, how to work with Angular services and deal with them. Right? Tomorrow I'll continue. Right? Yeah. We are planning for Bootstrap workshop. I will announce that workshop. It will be like 2-3 days workshop for Bootstrap. So mostly it will be from next Monday. Next week we will decide that, right? So you can attend that free workshop on Bootstrap. Okay. No? Next week we are planning that. I will post the date and details shortly in 1-2 days. Okay.